This story right here. This story right here is about a 38-year-old Welsh woman who got romanced by a 19-year-old Jamaican, and she got pregnant the first time they met. 38, 19, met on Skype, romanced, and breed the first time she met. Where are they today? I'm wondering, but the story has to be told. Okay? It's a story of the past, but it has to be told. Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. I know somebody is clapping their hands right now saying, hey, green card secured. Yes, yes, yes. Man say, boy, things rough at Jamaica, you know. I have to fly out, right? What else would a 19-year-old be doing with a woman who's almost 40, a Caucasian woman at that who's almost 40. But let's get into the story. So it says that a 38-year-old woman who's a mother of two married a Jamaican toy boy almost half her age after he romanced her on Skype and BlackBerry Messenger. Today insisted that they are the real deal. When the news media houses appeared and wanted to know, why are you doing this? She said, because of love. This is the real deal. I know he's way younger than I am, but this is the real deal. Her name was Angarad Lovering, and she's 38 years old from South Wales. She flew to the Caribbean for a 3-week holiday vacation and to meet Lorik Bullock. Lorik Bullock was 19 years old at the time and says that she knew that it was meant to be when she came back home pregnant. Lorik beat the brakes off it. Lorik put in that strong back work, that steamed fish and okra work, that yam and dasheen and breadfruit cocoa work. And she got back to Europe and realized she was pregnant. And then she said, ups, this is the Lord's blessing. This says we should be together. Her new lover then proposed by a text message, will you marry me? And despite only having met him once and becoming pregnant, mind you, the one time they met, she accepted, and she took out a £3,000 loan to pay for his temporary British visa before she ended up marrying him. Wow. Now, Lorik, the Jamaican, 19-year-old, he proposed to Angarad through a text message just weeks later after meeting her. And despite having only met once, she said, yes, I will. I do, Lorik. I love you. And then she took out the loan for £3,000 for his temporary visa for her new fiancé. Now, in that particular year, she gave birth to their baby boy. They named the baby Tyrese, with a doctor holding her hand and Lorik 5,000 miles away on the end of the phone, because he wasn't there for the birth. He was in Jamaica while his child was being born in the UK. It was not until, let me see, October, November, December, January, February, March. It was not until a year later and a month later when Tyrese was, well, it was not until 5 months later. So the baby Tyrese was 5 months old, and then Lorik got his visa, and he was able to fly to the UK to meet his new son for the first time, and his fiancée for the second time. When he got there, they got married almost immediately. Now, usually, UK immigration is like this. Oh, you're already engaged to the person you're going to see? They might not let you through. Well, according to what I've seen on TV. border patrol stuff, because they'll say, well, you look like you're going to run off and get married. You're already engaged to somebody who is here, right? Now, despite the gap in their age and their unconventional courtship, she still insists that they are the real deal, and she doesn't give a damn what the critics want to say or think. The couple had then been living together in Cardiff with their son Tyrese, and also remember that Agarad's daughter from a previous relationship, her name was Daisy, and at the time of this story being told, Daisy was 15 years old. Today, Daisy is about 19 or 20 years old. Now remember, Daisy, her daughter, is 15, and her new Jamaican husband is 19. Miss Lovering admits that people often mistake Lorik for her son or her teenage daughter's boyfriend, because her daughter, Daisy, looks about almost the same height as her husband, Lorik, and they look similar in age as well. So Miss Lovering is saying that, when they go places, people often think that that's her daughter's boyfriend. She has a biracial daughter who's 15. That's her daughter's boyfriend, not knowing that that's her actual husband. She said, a lot of people confuse him for my daughter's boyfriend. I don't look as old as I am, and I certainly don't dress my age because I don't want to look my age. I don't want wrinkles, so I'm lucky, she said. But Lorik, the 19-year-old Jamaican, he has a baby face. And a couple of people have said to my daughter, is that your boyfriend? And she says, no, that's my stepfather. I keep a very small circle of friends, and I don't really get on with my family, so I don't give a damn what they think. Angarad and Lorik first started talking when she took Daisy, whose father is Jamaican, over to the country to meet her grandparents in 2012. You see that? So the 15-year-old daughter she had from a previous relationship, that 15-year-old daughter has a Jamaican father. So she took her 15-year-old daughter over to Jamaica before to go meet that side of her family. And that's when she met. That's when she first started talking to, oh, wow. Very interesting. Angared and Lorik first started talking when she took Daisy, whose father is Jamaican, over to the country to meet her grandparents in 2012. While I was there, I met some guy and thought that I got talking to Lorik on BlackBerry and Messenger, said Angarad. I didn't think anything would come of it because he was really young. He looked about 12 in his picture. Oh, so they had met online. They had not met in person, even though she was in Jamaica. She only saw pictures. She said he looked like a baby, but he just kept on chatting and he kept coming at me. And we got on really, really well. When Angared got back to the UK, she and Lorik embarked on a transatlantic courtship over Skype with text messages and voice messages. And 6 months later, Angared went on a 3-week holiday to Portmore, Jamaica, so that they could finally meet in real life. So 6 months after her last trip of going to Jamaica, she did a beeline and went back to Jamaica to get to Portmore this time to get this man. She said, I was desperate to go and meet him. We spent almost 3 weeks together and we just had a whole lot of fun. I thought he would just be nice to chat to, but we completely fell for each other. We got on really, really well. And then he said to me, I love you. When I got home and I found out I was pregnant from that 3-week trip, we saw it as a sign that we were meant to be together. All we had was 3 amazing weeks together and a million phone calls. But actually, we didn't really know each other at all, she said. When we finally got here, he became a father, and we had no time together. Our whirlwind romance was now an actual reality. We didn't realize how much we didn't know each other, and we were tiptoeing around each other. But then we started getting to know one another as a family. The couple got married 2 months later so that Lorik could secure his UK visa to stay. They walked down the aisle in a £250 register office ceremony where Angered wore a £20 dress she got off eBay. They celebrated at a pub reception with a handful of family and friends. But despite now being married, Angered said that she is still getting to know the father of her new child, who is 16 years her junior. Angered said that the transition has been difficult for Lorik, who has battled racism and has found it difficult to find a job in the UK, as well as facing prejudice about their age difference and a lot of people telling him, you just here for the green card, you just here for the stay, you're an immigrant who used a woman to get to a better life kind of thing. Now, despite everything, she said that she would not change any of this for the world. A lot of issues that we have had are also because he has come from living at home with his family, and he has never had any responsibilities as a man. He has had a lot to learn. Oh my gosh. So she took this little boy straight out his mama's house and his daddy's house. She got a fresh one. I have always gone out with older men, she said. But then I hit my mid-20s and started getting a lot of attention from younger guys. And I think we are calmer and more accepting. I have never lived with a man before, so it's really, really new to both of us. She's a mother of 3 and has never lived with a man before. Yeah. It has also been difficult for Daisy. Daisy is her 15-year-old daughter. And it's also been difficult for Daisy because Lorik wanted to be her friend. And he got a little bit too close with her friends. And it has been a real struggle for him to find work. Y'all see that part? Lorik wanted to be Daisy's friend when he's supposed to be stepfather in a fatherly role. And then he started getting close with her friends who are 15, 16, 17. He is 19. And now she is saying he got a little bit too close with her friends. And it has been a real struggle. Also a real struggle for him to find work. People hate immigrants here. But Lorik came here as a father and as a lover and has done honest work to fit in a small town in the valleys that barely has a black face in it. So it's not like he moved to the UK and ended up in London in I don't know, Brixton or somewhere where there are a lot of Caribbean people and a lot of faces, brown faces, if you will. He got moved to a part where it's in the valleys. And according to her, there's barely any black people here, any black face in it. I paid his way to get here, she said. I got a loan, and I worked extra hours. at my sales job. But it was all worth it. It's been a tough time, but I'm finally getting to know the husband I met on Skype. And again, I would not change it for the world. Here's some of these comments that came with the story. A person named Addie said, we all know the ending. 466 people gave that a thumbs up. We all know how this ends. Larissa, 12, says, man, this is about the same age gap as me and my partner. Only thing is, he hasn't came from another country, and I've been with him for nearly 4 years so far, and I'm as happy as I was from day one. Age gaps can actually really work. It just depends on if you are on the same mentality level. Although this story does seem like he used her to get a visa, but who knows? Only time will tell. Steven says, how do you meet someone on Skype? Surely he was on the lookout for middle-aged sugar mamas. Nobody meets on Skype. Calypso, another person, says, sorry to say, but I give it about 1 year. Seriously Stupid, another person whose name is Seriously Stupid actually, says, well, I guess the men in the UK don't meet her standards. LOL. David Rankin says, as soon as that child is born, that's it. He can actually stay in Britain. We'll be surprised if he actually stays with her. Kerry NZ says, glad to know that it's true love, because the cynic in me assumes it was the UK visa that attracted him. Why not live in Jamaica then? And good question. If it's love, why didn't you move to Jamaica? Why take him to the UK, where it's so different for him? Why not stay in his element with him in his own country, where he would be able to find a job, he knows how the place runs, etc., etc. They're just asking questions. Rob says they live in a small community in the valleys, not Cardiff. Chalk and cheese. Fox says, there's no fool like an old fool. And the last comment, Susie Drew says, it has also been difficult for Daisy because Lorik wanted to be her friend and he got a little bit too close with her friends, and it has been a real struggle for him to find work. What constitutes a little bit too close to her friends? Interesting. I would like to know the rest. Me too. I'm very curious to know what constituted being a little too close to her friends. But you can already see trouble brewing if you look at the pictures and you see Daisy and you see Lorik. Lorik and Daisy look like they could be the same age group. She has friends that go out partying on the weekends, all this other stuff. She's growing into a young lady. You could see trouble brewing right there. And for the mom to actually say, instead of wanting to be a stepfather, he wanted to be a friend. And mind you, he is out of his element. He's away from Jamaica. He knows nobody where he's at. He has all these white faces around him. Nobody is similar to him culture-wise or even skin color-wise. So he's like lost and lonely out there. And then he has Daisy, who is biracial, got a little bit of black in her, and her father is Jamaican, and she's been to Jamaica to see her Jamaican side of her family, might spark up some familiarity and have him wanting to be her friend and then being friends with her friends when they come over. Oh, your mom's husband, he's our age mate. He's cool. He's a cool guy. None of them are going to be looking at him like, Dad. Hi, Dad. What 16, 17-year-old calls a 19-year-old dad? Respectfully. None. So yeah, that's going to be another angle that they have to deal with. I don't know what happened to them since this story was published. But what I do want to know is what is happening to them today. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Are you familiar with this couple? And for the couple, if they see this video, please feel free to reach out and give us an update as to what happened to your union. SouFLoTV@gmail.com. SouFLoTV@gmail.com or 1-806-587-8953, and you can use WhatsApp, and it'll be a free call from anywhere on earth. For the viewing audience, please leave your comments in the comment section below, and let's hear this one. I'll catch y'all on the next video. I'm out. Peace.